Hello, do you have a weather radio in your home? I'm a storm chaser, and I do. Today I'm going to explain to you the importance of having a weather radio and not trusting sirens. Is it annoying you yet?
So let's start off with why I made this video. How many times have you heard somebody say there was no warning? We had no warning whatsoever, and in fact, usually if you go back, you can prove to them that there was warning, they just didn't receive it properly. As a storm chaser, I work hard to help warn you. I call in all the reports and everything that I see to the National Weather Service, which then interprets that information, which helps in their decision process. And those decisions end up warning the public of possible danger. So I want you to receive the warnings that I'm helping create in a way. I also want to mention this is not official information. This is actually me just researching and putting this out there. And I will put as many links as possible below to where I got this information so you can look for yourself. So let's get started with how a tornado warning is made. There is somebody in an office at your local National Weather Service 24/7, 365 days a year. There's a person sitting in what we call the hot seat. This is the person in charge of all the warnings at that time. This person takes in a lot of information. They're watching the radar, receiving information from spotters and chasers, law enforcement, firefighters, whoever calls in to them about the storm. Once this person has decided that there is a warning needed, they will have to draw a polygon, choose a few options about the tornado warning, and then edit in any kind of special text that the specific warning may require. When they're finished, the warning goes out and you are meant to receive it. In this case, I chose to use Joplin, the 2011 Joplin EF5 tornado, because one, there's a lot of information about it, and two, it fits really good into this scenario. So the person in the hot seat has decided that it is time to activate a tornado warning. And in this case, you'll see it's purple. It's a spotter confirmed tornado warning. So they have chose the text that somebody has physically seen a tornado. Almost instantly, your weather radios are already going off, along with your signal activated tornado sirens. Weather radios are awesome. There's no quicker way to get a warning.
Oh,
Yeah, at some point I'm going to get a
This
second
one, when it goes off,
Oh, yeah.
you know. And we got a pillow shaker, strobe light.
I didn't know. Well, I knew they had add-ons, but I didn't know that you could get like a pillow shaker.
Yeah, they plug into that external alert port.
Yeah.
So a public alert certified radio has to have battery backup, has to have a certain loudness to the alert, has to have the lights on there, has to have the ability to do external alert and external antenna. So that's how you get that public alert certification.
How much does the lights and stuff cost?
They're about $59, I think, for the two of them. We sell them as a set like that. A lot of emergency managers buy them and they give them out to people.
Yeah. But the first problem becomes the sirens. People are always saying, I never heard the sirens. Well, you're not meant to hear them in the house. You're only meant to hear them outside. Also, they don't really cover that long a distance. When things are going on like gigantic, extremely loud thunderstorms, tornadoes are really loud, you're not going to hear a siren. How many times have you heard somebody say, the sirens go off all the time? They're always testing them. There's always a nearby warning that makes them go off and nothing ever shows up. A lot of these sirens are really, really old, and many of them are starting to fail. Just type into Google, the sirens didn't go off, or the sirens failed. Also, not all sirens are signal activated. Some of them still have to be switched on by a human. I personally have had an experience where the storm sirens have failed. On this particular storm, Joplin, there was some sirens that were not going off, and a storm chaser pulled up to a police officer and told him there's a tornado coming right at him.
Tornado's right here. It's coming on the ground right here. Like, get the sirens going. Get the sirens going.
Next thing to go off is your WEA alerts. Now, these are your cell phone alerts that the government provides, and as long as they're turned on your phone will go off if you're inside of the polygon. It's based on cell phone towers, so it's not perfect on the polygon, but it's close. The only problem I've really ever had with these is my phones haven't gone off once or twice when I have driven into the polygon and the warning was issued when I was outside of the polygon. After that, your TV weatherman's probably breaking in and the scroller is going across your TV. Depending on how prepared your TV weatherman was at the time, he may have already been ready and be cutting in. The next alert you could possibly get is your human-activated tornado sirens. Remember, they're not all activated at the same time. The way these ones work, the county sheriff department or 911 service gets the warning. Then the warning has to be called out on, and then the fire department is usually in charge of turning these on, or your local emergency manager. Also, these are often not polygon based, they're county based, so there's more of a chance of a false alarm. Watch this to see how long it takes them to activate the sirens.
Stations, National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning for western Jasper County until 1800 hours. National Weather Service Doppler radar indicated a tornado 10 miles west of Carl Junction or 6 miles east of Columbus, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Storm has a history of producing funnel clouds and tennis ball size hail. Time of dispatch, 1713.
Station 1-1 copy. Station 2-1 copies. Station 4-1 copy.
Station 5-1 copy.
Step 1 copy. 11-1.
This could take even longer depending on where you live. The next way of getting notified would be your weather apps. With an app, your warning doesn't come to you. Your app every so often looks for a warning. So whatever the interval is set for your weather app is how often it looks. And say a warning comes out 1 minute after your app looks. If your app is set for 15 minutes, you will not receive that warning for 14 minutes. Most of these apps are set to look 15 to 30 minute intervals which usually in the settings can be changed. The problem is when you set it to look more often, it uses more data. This is why I don't trust these apps and suggest that you don't use them for more than a general forecast. The last way of receiving warnings, which is the worst possible way, is social media. Social media only works if you're looking for the warning. So you're not really getting notified. You just might come across it in your newsfeed. Walkie-talkie apps. I hear a lot of people announcing warnings on them, but how many warnings do they miss? Don't trust social media to get you a warning. So how long does it take you to get a warning from the time that the National Weather Service puts out the warning? Here's your estimated times. So, a recap, what did we learn? Do not trust social media or weather apps. Don't expect to hear a siren before a tornado. And if you don't have a weather radio, you should really get one. I'm going to play out the radar of the Joplin tornado, and I'm going to label some things and put you some tips up of some great ideas for weather preparedness.